How did Becky suffer her separated shoulder? So when we're doing this little bit of a deep dive here, we're trying to find exactly where was she showing no signs of injury to the point to where she actually occurred the injury. Now, it's pretty tricky with this one specifically because usually there's one obvious spot that actually had this happen. But in Becky Lynch's situation, she's selling incredibly well. And she was selling specifically in that shoulder area, on that right shoulder area throughout the entire match. And there were multiple places where it looked like she got injured. But once again, what makes this tricky is Becky Lynch is selling so well, and I believe that she did suffer this injury very early in the match. That means she wrestled with this injury for a majority of the match. And there were some huge spots. Now, there were a lot of scenes where the referee was checking up on her, but there was one scene during the replay specifically where the referee was really spending a lot of time talking to Becky, making sure she's all right. So here's the first spot where people think the injury occurred, but it doesn't make so much sense to me because it actually was the other shoulder that she ran into the ring post with. The second spot is where there was a weird kind of pin cover that happened earlier on in the match. And you can see Becky Lynch directly talk to the referee about it immediately after, checking up on her shoulder. But where I believe it happened was Becky Lynch and Bianca had a spot very early on in the match. This is like at least 3 minutes on in the match, which goes to show once again how insane it is and amazing it is that Becky Lynch went through this entire match with this injury and got shouldered right into the mat and directly landed on the injured area. And I believe this was where it was because before she was not selling that spot and immediately after she was throughout the side of the ring. Which then you can see Becky Lynch is holding her shoulder immediately after that spot in the middle of the ring, selling it, and then setting up for the next spot of the match. So that's where I believe this happened, and we wish Becky Lynch the absolute best.